Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Could I have 5 minutes of your time? This is a tech check of a desktop that I am borrowing from my wife. She heard that I needed a new computer and happened to get a deal on one for herself that she is unable to use until she gets her new desk built by her father, who likes doing woodworking. And so she's like, oh, I've got this computer in the corner. And I was like, oh, I like that computer in the corner. It is not as good as the computer I hope to buy someday, a computer that would allow me to record in 1080p 60 frames a second, but it does look pretty good. I might be able to record at 720p 60 frames a second without all the judder and the stutter and all the staggers that my laptop would have, you know? So would it be okay if I was possibly to borrow that and install Windows on it and use it for a few months while you wait on your new desk? Because it turns out that woodworking a really nice desk from scratch can take a while, especially if it's not like your full-time job. So, anyway, I am just flying around here in order to verify that the recording software is working properly. Now you might be like, Joe, why are you talking so fast? Shouldn't testing be done at a leisurely pace? Didn't you just visit NASA where you learned about the importance of well-reasoned, well-intentioned, well-thought-out tests? Well, you know what? You're right. I did just visit NASA, and I hope you guys all watched that video because I'm really proud of it, and I spent forever editing it. But really, the thing is, right now, I just spent like 30 minutes recording a test video that was a complete failure. So this is the, oh no, I'm out of time, I'm going to make a second test video, and I hope it works out okay video. So, we are just making sure this works out okay. Oh my goodness, I'm over Mumbo's base without lag. This has never happened. Wow. Okay, so yeah, this might be a decent enough computer. At least at 720p. Now, I do have to give this back. Uh-oh, did I use all my fireworks? I did use all my fireworks. I had better get back home before I run out of flight ability. Okay, so there's probably a little magic here that can be done if I throw the ender pearl early enough for it to hit the wall. Dang it, that was a bit of a mistake, I concede. But from here I can always ender pearl up to there, and then hit another wall, and then fall. Hey, here we go. We are hanging out around Castle Ravenloft with no real slowdown as far as I can tell. This computer is much quieter than the laptop as well, which is nice. I think on the whole, this will be a reasonable stopgap. Many of you guys, well, I say many, several of you guys have already chipped in via PayPal and Patreon toward the new computer. However, it turns out that, you know, the new computer will cost more than I have received so far, and right now, it is not, like I talked to my wife about this, emergency funds, like we have an emergency fund, but emergency funds are for like breaking down the car in another state and needing a tow or stuff like that. So what we don't have is a surprise thing we want to buy fund, and I'm going to rectify that in the future by starting to save money for surprise things I want to buy. Like, hey, I'm going to buy a surprise computer. Which, I mean, I knew that my old computer was going to die sooner or later. I just didn't know it was going to die, like, that week. I thought I had, like, 6 more months. But anyway, core concept, I knew that if I saved for about 6 months, I'd have enough to buy the computer myself. You guys have cut down on that timeline some, but there's still some more money that I either need to raise or save. And so, in the meantime, my wife has been kind enough to lend me this machine. Hopefully, this is going to be sufficient to meet my needs as we go forward. So, thank you guys so much for joining me for this wonderful little test recording here. Let's go ahead in the nether real quick to close out the episode, because, you know, if you're going to close out an episode, you might as well do it in, like, some sort of hellish incarnation of nightmares, you know? Like, some people might think, you know, who would come to the nether? You know, who would experience this for themselves? But you know what? There are some folks like Tango and ZF. They come to the nether and they build amazing things, and I'm under the glass. I need to not be under the glass. So we're going to run upstairs in the nether. You know what? I know that if I go up high enough, I can get to actually ZF's base somehow. I've got a minute. Let's spend that minute quickly. Let's go try somebody else's base, because just because I can fly around my base without having any immediate frame rate problems doesn't mean that this computer is going to be able to withstand the pressures of other people's bases. Like ZF's base, it could be like anything in there. Like ZF, he has so many cool followers, and so does Tango. You know why? Because his base is built on complexity. You know, our entire society is built on complexity to some degree or another, which is in some ways why so many of the problems that face our society are so complex. Because, like, once you reach a certain point, you've already solved all the easy problems. There's no more low-hanging fruit because the masses ate them. So, anyway, we gotta always aspire to reach new heights. Look, we're above ground. Which, actually, how do you get here above ground? I've never actually found this place successfully above ground before. I'm wondering if I should just fly back toward the direction I think my base is. This has got to be super close to Red Sky Bay, because, I mean, it was right there in the nether. You know what? I bet it's... No, I've never seen that diamond before, though. Oh, and I didn't ring any fireworks. Dang it. Okay, well, this has turned into a terrible survival scenario where I am in the middle of nowhere with no fireworks. So before we get too far from home, I think we should go ahead and close out the episode. Thank you so much to ZF for building this wonderful base where I could test this computer. Hey, he even has a super cool house with derelict smells funnies. How do you get in there? Oh, I like this house. If I get lost forever, I can just stay here. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this test of the new technology that my wife was kind enough to loan me. And if you guys would like to chip in toward building the actual permanent replacement PC, you can do so at paypal.me/JoeHills and at patreon.com/JoeHills. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.